everyone, it's Sal, Stretford Post. How you all doing? I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn, guys. Let me just sort myself out real quickly. There we go, guys. Lovely jubbly. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the stream, guys. Bright and early. Of course, the times went back in the UK, guys. So I have to do UK time because that's where the Premier League is from. So I have to do the UK time, guys, of course. And yes, I am here live, 11 a.m., slightly later in the Middle East. But you know what? It's the same time in Europe. It's the same time in Europe. And that's what matters, isn't it? Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had a joyous night. I hope you had a fabulous night. I hope everything was lovely and jubbly for you guys. Absolutely. It was a lovely night. Man United defeat Brighton by 4-2. Liverpool lose to Brentford 3-2. All we need now is Arsenal to drop some points and we'll be in the rhythm, guys. Title charge. We just need them to drop some points and then we'll be all right, guys. Absolutely delighted, over the moon, ecstatic, whatever you want to say it, guys. I love moments like this because you know what? Smile whilst you still have teeth. As I've always said, when these moments come around, these perfect weekends come around, you got to grasp and appreciate them. You have to, because they don't come around every single week, do they, guys? So we gotta enjoy it and we gotta live it whilst it still is here, guys. 3 wins in a row for Manchester United. I would like to know where the Ruben Amorim haters are at. Where you at? Where are the Amorim haters now, guys? Absolutely. I don't know. Maybe they're drawing on their fringe, you know, because their hairline's so far behind, you know what I mean? But they are far behind in regards to football knowledge, you know what I mean? And we told these guys it's only a matter of time before it ticks. I appreciate everyone who's with me this morning. Thank you, everyone who's always here as well, not come every few months and is here consistently every single morning. I really appreciate you all. Thank you, everyone, for joining me today, of course, guys. And glory, Man United. Big up, Ephraim. Speaking of someone who's here every morning, big up, Ephraim. Hope you're doing well. Good morning, Sal. What a lovely day. Liverpool lose and we win. It was a beautiful day. It was a beautiful day, and it's a day, Ephraim, that we should enjoy it because we won't get these many days. You know what I mean? We won't get these many days. We'll get, you know. I mean, I hope we do. We got Nottingham Forest next week. I'm fully confident we're going to win that game. So I'm already prepared for the Forest game, guys. Absolutely. Guys, if we win 5 in a row, it's a title job. If Arsenal lose today, there's no reason Man United can't be. Look, guys, I said it yesterday and I said it before. And some people are saying it's unrealistic. You know, some of them are in the chat right now. Last week, they said that it's unrealistic for Man United to challenge for the league. I said it's not. I said, what makes it unrealistic? What's so great about this Premier League? What's so amazing about this Premier League? I mean, if you were around in the 90s and you saw football in the 90s and the late 80s and you saw how good football was, how talented football was, this league wouldn't worry you at all. And it shouldn't worry these players, to be honest with you. There's no team, and that includes Arsenal. There's no team now that I look at and I think, wow, what a team. There's no team there that I look at and think, wow, what a team. If Man United beat Forest, now let's scrap that. If it gets to January and Manchester United are 3 or 4 points behind Arsenal, are you going to be feeling a little bit confident? Will Arsenal be feeling the strain? Will they be stressed out? Nobody wants a resurgent Manchester United. Nobody wants Manchester United on their heels. Nobody. Nobody wants the great Manchester United chasing them for the league title. Absolutely not. Ephraim, Sal, we absolutely deserved to win the game. We did deserve to win. We had a little rough patch during the game, of course. Ruben Amorim had to make some changes. It sort of disrupted a little bit of the rhythm, but that happens in football. These players need game time. They've got no midweek football, so they need game time. And we also have to think about the African nations as well, which is coming up very, very soon, thick and fast, of course. So we have to think about giving some of these players some game time. Big concern for me, Xerxes looks a little bit out of it. Hasn't played in a while. Looks a bit hefty. But you know what? Yeah, this is why we need a squad, isn't it? Hopefully we can do some business in January. Hopefully Man United get a loan deal in, maybe a loan deal. So even if it is a Conor Gallagher, someone like that, a Ruben Neves of that ilk, I think that would be great. I think like you're looking at the squad, and the squad does lack depth. It does lack depth, and this is why you always have to try and give players not enough opportunities as possible. So when the adversity happens, these players can just walk into the side. Do you know what I mean? And be ready, of course. Absolutely. Big up my friend Viral. What's it? Viral Trends. What's going on? 9607. The Viral Trends of 9607. Hope you're doing well. Liverpool in the mud. Chelsea in the mud. We're eating good today, brother. Absolutely. Thank you, my friend. Absolutely. Big up, my friend. Absolutely. 2 pillows, nice and comfy last night. 2 pillows, nice and comfy. It was a lovely win last night, like yesterday. Lovely day last night. A lovely evening last night. Do you know what I mean? I can see clearly now the rain has gone. I tell you what, I'm telling you, man, all the songs were coming in my head. You know what I mean? And I was just like, waking up in the morning, I thought, did this really happen? Did we just beat Brighton 4-2? Our nemesis, our bogey team. Did that just happen? Did it just happen? It did happen, guys. Absolutely delighted, man. Look, you know what? People say, Sal, don't get too carried away. I don't care. I'll get carried away. You know what I mean? You got to enjoy these times, guys. You really do. You really do. Absolutely. Absolutely. Again, big up everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Let me just say hello to the members, by the way. Big up, Benny. What's going on, Benny? Hope you're doing well. Good to see Benny in the house. Hope you're doing well. Slightly hungover. Don't blame you, mate. Great bet up yesterday. Great bet up yesterday. Cunha first goal. United to win. Brentford to win. Both to score goals. With goals to score results. We called yesterday. Our result was sweet. Dippers. Benny, we've not moved. We've not moved. We shall not be moved. Absolutely not, because we predicted this. We predicted this. And you know what? There are people in there saying Amram in right now who were calling Amram out only a week ago. Only a week ago, they were calling Amram out. Get him out. I'm tired of it. Tactic system. You know who they are. And you know you should be guilty and you should hold your bloody head in shame. Because you guys, you doubted it. You doubted it. We showed you it. We showed you what patience and ball knowledge gets you. Bit of belief, gets you a long way in life. Do you know what I mean? Aspiring actors, aspiring musicians. Have a little bit of belief. You might actually get somewhere and play a main role in your life. Do you know what I mean? And that is what it's all about. And I said that from the beginning. And I'll say that right now, guys. I will continue to back this manager. And I will continue to back this football team. Hold that, the haters, because we are back. We are back. I'm telling you guys, we beat Nottingham Forest. Don't give me no pessimism. Don't give me no pessimism. You can take that pessimism and you can take it to Oprah, because we're not going anywhere with your pessimism, guys. This is not Jeremy Kyle. It's Man United. Big up everyone, by the way. Big up Asif. How you doing, brother? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. How come late today? Not late at all. I go by UK European time because I'm from Europe, and this channel's been around since before I moved to the Middle East. The Middle East doesn't move time. Europe does. It goes behind an hour, my friend. Absolutely. Good morning, Sanjay. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Absolutely good to see you. Big up, Kenny. What's going on? Hope you're doing well. It's top four. It's top 4 charge. It's winning games charge. It's not top 4 charge. It's winning games charge. I don't know what you mean, Kenny. This is not cricket. Thank you. Big up. It's top 4 charge, mate. It's top 4 charge. You know what I mean? Why not? Absolutely. Anthony Taylor FC. Well, it's a good day. Big up SLD. Big up, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Big up Freddie Van. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Coats are turning really fast. All of a sudden, there is no more system talks. Mate, you know what? I just want to say there are many pessimists out there after that City game, after that Brentford game, who just threw in the towel. They just threw in the towel. Do you know what I mean? And we never did it, Freddie. We never did it because we knew on context, culture. I kept saying it. You know what I mean? And here we are, guys. Here we are. 4-2 away. 4-2 to Brentford, to Brighton and no Albion, right? Brighton and no Albion. Right? No, let me just tell you about Brighton, right? They're beating Chelsea. They're beating City this season. They're beating Spurs. They're beating teams like that, guys. So I want people to put this in perspective here. You know what I mean? They are not no mugs. You know what I mean? Shakti, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Top 6 is guaranteed, and if we keep this higher confidence, we are top 4. I don't want the pessimism. Top 6, and I don't want to hear about top 6. I don't want to be hearing about top 6. I've seen a lot at Man United in the last 40 years. I know one thing, not to say, oh, we're going to go top 6 and lower your expectations. Because that's what you're doing there, Shakti. Man United are not for lower expectation folk. That you are the problem. Oh, we're okay if we come top 8, we come top 6, we're okay. Fuck that. We're coming to the top. That's what we're doing. Have the belief. Have the desire. That's what you do. None of this nonsense. None of this. Oh, top 6, maybe. We get the top 4, maybe. Losers. Come on. Move up. Move up in your mind. You know what I mean? You think this Man United team came from adversity to think, oh, we're going to cut top 6? F that. We're going to the top. We're going to the top. That's what it's all about. Happy Sunday, Chidosi. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Love the game yesterday. Absolutely good to see you. Of course, you gave Darren 4 Premier League defeats in a row. Isn't it 4 or 5? I don't know. I've lost count. I've lost count, Darren. Absolutely. Absolutely incredible. That yesterday, Liverpool have so folded. I remember I went on another channel, and the first time I went on the channel, I'm not going to expose the channel, but the first time I went on the channel, right, Liverpool won all their games, and it was like, I said, listen, right, Liverpool, it's too early to say in the season, blah, 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 blah. You can't be saying that you won the league now, blah, 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 blah. And look what happened yesterday. Look where we are now. Look at the difference. We're above Liverpool. Above Liverpool. Who would have thought that 5 games in? Who would have thought that 5 games, Man United will be above Liverpool? You know, and there you go, guys. That's football. Football. That's why you do not throw in the towel. You do not have low expectations. Top 6, top 8, top F that. We are going for the best, guys. And that is how you should be always. You know what I mean? You want to support this great football club? Let me tell you something about supporting this great football club. You have belief and you don't have pessimism. Right? You go out there, you are Manchester bloody United, man. We beaten Chelsea. We should have beat Arsenal. We beat bloody, we beat Liverpool away. We beaten Brighton, beaten Burnley. You know, guys, come on. Johnny, good morning. Hope you're doing well. Darts usually loves to lose, United, loses to United as well. So should be 4th in a row. It should be 4th in a row. It should be. However, I'm not going to get carried away in regards to that game. I would say that Man United have a good chance of winning that game. Chelsea did go there and absolutely rack up 3-0. It's going to be a difficult game. We know Forest. Forest are absolute mugs. They mug off their fans. They play only when the big clubs come. But what I would say is this, right? Is that Man United win against Forest. I think in reality, we got a mini FA Cup final. We got a mini FA Cup final. And that is Tottenham. Right? So basically we pass Forest and then it's almost like a semi-final and then we get to the Tottenham game. Now we look at why do we look at the Tottenham game? Now Tottenham are Tottenham, Spursy. I know that. But they're not Spursy when they play Man United, right? When they play Man United, they all of a sudden become prime Barcelona. This is what Tottenham do. Well, I wouldn't say Barcelona, but they managed to get the wins. By hook or by crook, they managed to get the wins. And last season, we lost to Tottenham 4 times. Right? So that game there will represent something huge. If we go to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and we win against Tottenham, guys, there is no limit where we can go. There's no limit. So lowering your expectations to say that we're going to get, maybe top 6 and maybe top 4, you do not understand Manchester United, mate. Let me tell you that right now. Yeah, we're not been as good as we have been in the last year, but you never know with Manchester United. Manchester United are adversity to the stars. We're based on it. You know, that is who we are. We came from it. We came from adversity. That's why all of you guys are here today. All of you guys who are from India, Pakistan, the Middle East, all these countries that support Manchester United. Africa, you support Manchester United because of the Busby babes, because of the sacrifices that they did for you. For you to have a platform to support this football team. For me to have a platform to support this football team. You know, and I was born in England. You know, and I had to earn my way and earn my way to support this football team. Because I'm from London. And I built and I researched the football team. And I understood about adversity to the stars. Understood about never giving in. You know what I mean? Never give in. Because Sir Bobby Charlton didn't. In 1958, we had the greatest tragedy in Man United's history, and we went 10 years later, we're winning the bloody European Cup for the first time in England history. Won the league in 1963, by the way. I mean, and this is what we're talking about. Always believe. Always have it here. Wherever you are in the world, believe, and you shall achieve. Absolutely. Sal, give me your honest opinion about the Bruno dummy for the fourth goal in the build-up. Good dummy, poor performance. Poor performance from Bruno again. Little bit worried about his midfield position. Good dummy. Big miss, though, in the first half. Remember that. Second half as well. A couple of misses and a couple of bad balls, but a great dummy for the goal. Yeah, but overall, as his overall play wasn't as good as it's been, and I would argue that of everyone that he needs to be sold eventually, and the midfield position needs to be fixed because he doesn't fit in that midfield. Again, Brighton had the upper hand in the second half in regards to dominating that midfield, and we have to say that. You know what I mean? Absolutely, yeah. Other than that, it was a poor performance. Big up, Saviour. How you doing, my friend? I'm going to miss the Ahmad and Buemo during the African Cup Nations, which starts on 21st December till mid-January, bro. Big up, Edward. How you doing, my friend? Yeah, look. This is something that we're concerned about. Of course, I would never stop or criticize anyone for playing for their countries. The African nations is a bit of a problem in regards to the football clubs, Premier League football clubs, La Liga football clubs, Italian football. We have to deal with it. And Man United will miss Mbeumo, will miss Ahmad, will miss Mazraoui as well. Kone is going to be going as well, maybe. So we got a little bit of an issue, but it is up to Man United to fix that issue. How do we fix that issue? Now, we got some big games coming up. I mean, it's at Christmas. It's at the worst time. It's at the worst time because you're going to have Boxing Day fixtures and they're going to have the fixtures a few days later. It's at the worst time. We have to admit this. The African nations, it should be in the summer. I've said this for many, many years. The clubs pay the wages. I couldn't care less about international football, and that's European football or African football or American football. I couldn't care. I couldn't care less. I care about Manchester United. That's my DNA. My DNA is Manchester United. So I only call things on the basis of Manchester United. And I think that this African nations playing in December, this is why Sir Alex Ferguson did not buy African players. This is the reason, because of that. You know, and me, as a fan of African football for many, many years, and people know me, I am a big fan of the Nigeria 94 to 98 team. It was my favorite team of all time. I've always mentioned it. But it needs to be adjusted because obviously football is a business at the same time. And, you know, players need to play. Players get paid for them from their football clubs, not from their respective countries, and that goes with English football or England or European football or African football or Asian football. But we have to deal with it. There's no point dwelling on it. There's no point moaning on it. We have to deal with it. And Man United should have enough there to cope. We got Cunha, we got Mount, we got Xerxes, we got Sesko, we got young players as well coming through the ranks as well, which is very important as well to look at, of course, guys. It's looking better for a lot. Yeah, of course it is, man. Of course it is. Absolutely. If we beat Forest and then Spurs, then yes, we have turned the season around. We've turned the season around already, Kenny. We're in the top four, mate. We just beat Liverpool and Brighton. Nah. This is not KG, Kenny. This is a proper knowledgeable channel, mate. Good morning, Devils. Big up, Kula. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Shakti. Only good teams this season until now. Man City and Arsenal, maybe put Sunderland up there. Everyone else has been shaky. No teams have been good this season. They've been average, mate. Been average. Stop this anti-Man United shit, man. We beat Sunderland 2-0, man. We're going on an unbeaten run. Invincibles, big up SLD. Absolutely. We're not going to be unbeaten, guys. Invincible. We're beaten already. Who is the replacement of Ahmad and Buemo? Xerxes, mate. Xerxes, you can move Bruno up there. We got Ibrahimov, who can play there. We got obviously Shea Lacey. We got a few young players coming through the ranks as well. Not much. The biggest problem Man United are going to suffer is the right side of the midfield, which has been to be honest with you, it has been our best position this season, which has been the right. It's been the right of midfield, and to be honest with you, disappointed that they're going to go, but What can we do? We should have a squad, you know. I had 3-0 prediction, but 4-2 is just as good. Me too, mate. Glory go, man. Yeah, the good days are coming, just like the boss said. Big up, my friend. Absolutely. The big days are coming. Absolutely. Johnny, don't Cameroon have to play a playoff match because they wasn't on top of their group? I am mistaken. If they do, then potentially they lose and Bremo doesn't end up having to go for the African Cup of Nations. I hope not, mate. Look, and Bremo in particular, Ahmad in particular, those two players there that we're going to miss because our right-hand side, if we didn't have Ahmad and we didn't have Bremo, our right-hand side will be null and void. It will be very average, like our left-hand side. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, luckily for Cunha, we got a little bit of danger there. Other than that, we haven't got much danger on the left-hand side. But, you know, in regards to the right-hand side, we really do. I mean, look, Man United have to start doing some business, whether it's a loan. They have to do it, guys. And this is why I said it's not a bad idea for Man United to get Endrick on loan. This is what I said. It's not a bad idea for Man United to get Endrick on loan because obviously Endrick can play in various positions as well, you know, and this is what I'm saying, you know. What can I say? Big up, Johnny. Palace just need to be victorious for the weekend to be complete. I want Arsenal to lose. I do. I want Arsenal to lose. I think that, you know what I mean? Have to. We literally have to make a title charge of 1 game a week. There is no excuse. We are better off than other teams, especially. I don't think there's any excuse ready for. I think people have been a little bit pessimistic, and I don't like pessimism, especially when we just beat in bloody Brighton 4-2, right? And Brighton are no mugs. I believe that Man United should believe in the highest. Aim for the moon, fall on the stars. Aim for the stars, fall on the clouds. Aim for the clouds, fall in the mud. And this is what I've always said. You know, at the end of the day, I believe I don't flip-flop. You know, I'm not KG. I don't flip-flop. I don't go, I'll get the manager out and then next minute I'm wearing sunglasses on the stream like Flex and then man. I am consistent in my opinions. I'm consistent in my opinions. I see things for what they are. I look at context. I look at the actual league and I look at the league and I say, this league is unpredictable. Anything can happen. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I would say that we are going to get to where we deserve to be, guys. You know what I mean? And if we carry on winning games, that's the only thing we can do. The biggest thing for Man United is to win the games that notoriously we did poor in. And one of them was Brighton. People who know the record between Man United and Brighton would understand how big that win was. That 4-2 win, scoring 4 goals, finishing the game off, suffering adversity as well, guys. And a couple of games now, we suffered adversity. We suffered adversity against Liverpool. We suffered adversity against Brighton yesterday. You know, and we came back and we won the game. You know what I mean? Ruben Amarim, big up, my friend, big up. Turtle B Run, what's going on, my friend? Are we doing well again? Good to see you, Amarim. And this is, I believe in Amarim, and this is. I think this channel, a lot of people, apart from bar a few, believed in Ruben Amarim on this channel. A lot of people believed in Ruben Amarim. You know, this is not the United view, but this is not Adam Matic, whatever his name is. This is not Alice Talks Football because they're numbers without substance. Numbers, quality without quantity without quality. Quantity without quality. And what we're talking about here, I think every single one of them, if Man United managed to get in the Champions League this season, right? Even if Man United get in the Europa League, guys, right? They owe us and Ruben an apology. They owe him an apology. That's what they did. They owe him an apology. And I'm telling you, they won't do it. They won't do it. You know. Big up Afro Suit. What's going on, my friend? I've never seen it before. Brighton players looking confused and terrified because the Red Army were marching on. I love this comment, my friend. Big up Afro Suit. Hope you're doing well, my family. Big up. Good to see Afro Suit back in the house. Good to see the legends back in the house. Of course, the originators who are consistent with the Stretford Post. Absolutely. SLD. Xerxes looks rusty, especially losing the man for the Brighton second goal, but I'll give him a 9 of 10 just for the nutmeg on the player. Pick up. Didn't he do that to Arsenal a year ago or something, SLD? Do you remember that? And they played it in slow motion. It was like poetry, wasn't it? Absolutely. Look, I got a lot of respect for Xerxes. It's not been easy for him at Man United. It hasn't been easy for him. We all know what happened last season when he was booed off, and then he came back and he performed. Consistency, and I tell something, I will say this 100,000 times in a row, guys, right? Consistency is the most important thing in football. Consistency, right? And that includes playing football. If you play football one game, have 5 games off, play a football, another game, then half a game, 5 games off, you're not going to get in any kind of rhythm. This is why yesterday, before the game, I was talking about, players coming in, whether it's a young player, whether it's Xerxes, whether it's Aiden Heaven, even though they might have not performed and excelled how you expecting them to excel, the good thing about it is that you're giving them match minutes. So basically, when it gets to AFCON, when we get injuries, when we get suspensions, those players will be fit and ready just to slot right into the team. Do you know what I mean? And without having to be rusty, like you saw with Xerxes. This is why they need more games. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day. Freddie Van, haters are now saying United fans chill as they're panicking themselves. They're running out of banter. Look, listen, guys. I saw it. I saw Troops. I watched Troops watch along, the hate along. I've watched Lee Gunner hate along. I've watched, what other one have I watched, guys? I watched the other Liverpool fan, what's his name? LFC TV, Angenda, whatever. I've watched him, and I could see the worry in their eyes. Look, Troops is an undercover United lover. Let me tell you that right now. Troops is an undercover United lover. Absolutely. And he looked delighted to see Cunha scoring his first goal for Man United. Let me tell you that right now. Clapping and everything. You know what I mean? When Arsenal play, I can't clap because my muscles stop working for some reason. I can't really move my hands like that. I can't clap them. It won't work. It's a condition that I've had for 40 years. So when he was clapping Man United, right? And I thought, you know what, that guy, he likes Man United, innit? But the one thing I want to say, guys, I don't want these fan channels to be giddy, because we're not here to be cheered. We're not here for your sympathy. We're not here for your ironic cheers. We're here to take over, guys. That's why we're here. Absolutely. Asif, these so-called fans, plastic fans for a reason, Sal, fans like us who always trusted our manager in the worst deserve this winning statement. Out of everyone, Asif, we suffered last season. We were here together. We suffered last season. Not once did we turn around and say, get him out of my football club. Yes, of course, we can criticize. That's life. I can criticize a player. I can criticize a manager. But ultimately, we want our team to succeed. Ultimately, we want those players to succeed. That's what we want, right? At the end of the day. Now, there were people after 5 games who felt it necessary to add last season onto this season and 2P over this season onto last season and blame Ruben Amorim and pull it as a collective and everything. You know what I mean? Might as well get the last 10 years, whatever you want to do. But they were putting it as a collective, and they go and get out of my football club. He's not good tactically. He's inept. He's this, he's that. He's this, he's that. You know, you got people at partial, people who pretend they're objective or partial. They pretend. That's what they do. And then when we win, they're sitting there with their glasses like they've always believed. You are shameless. You are shameless. Absolutely shameless. Not shameless. You are shameless. You know what I mean? Oh, shit now, Liverpool. I mean, football can change in a blink of an eye. Football can change in a blink of an eye. Something can happen, and football changes. Absolutely. Mars, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. It's not top 4 charge. It's charge 2. It's the championship. Come on, my guy. Absolutely. It's not. We listen. We got a top 4 charge, and top 4 equals the championship because it's in the top 4, isn't it? So one thing I would say is that it's not winning games charge. We go for the top 4 charge. It's not winning games charge. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I know there's a lot of content creators out there who want to play down expectations because they already doubted Ruben Amorim. Don't think I'm stupid. I wasn't born yesterday. I've been supporting this club since the late 80s. Let me tell you that right now. And let me tell you guys, right? You didn't believe. Hold that. You did not believe. And when you didn't believe, now you're trying to comfort yourself, reassuring yourself, you know, that, oh, it's okay. You know what? We take it game by game. It's not really that, we get the top 6 maybe. You didn't believe. Hold that. You didn't believe. We believed from the beginning. And I know exactly who believed in this channel. I know exactly who believed in the content creation circle. I know exactly who believed. And you know what? We did. Mars, I mean, it's a pull away. We could be crowned by the end of the year. Big up, my friend. Big up. You never know what happens in football, mate. Absolutely. Watch the game, and it was with friends, so didn't get to watch properly. Gonna watch match of the day shortly. How is this Belabor do? Crap, Benny. Crap. Hooked. Did not play well. I told these guys. I told them they didn't play well. He didn't play well, and he's got to pick up his performances. Otherwise, he's not going to get his move to Manchester United. It's as simple as that. Great players play. They play. Despite them wanting to sign for another football club, they play. They perform. They're consistent. He's mentally, he's got him all over the place. Kula, we are winning the effing league. I tell you that. Come on, Kula. I love the belief, mate. You never know. That's all I would say. All Manchester United need to do, guys, Manchester United just need to win football matches. That is all we need to do. Win bloody football matches. That's it. Donning, what's going on? Liverpool are a cup team in 33 years, only 2 league titles. Exactly. 33 years, mate. 35 years. Nearly 36 years, mate. They last won the league, what is it? 1990 was 35 bloody years ago, almost 36 years ago. You're doing them a disjustice there, my friend. That's when they last won the league. Ha! Absolutely. Big up, Dannon. Big up, my friend. Turtle Bay ranting. We don't accept top 6, only top 4 and higher. Absolutely, Turtle Bay ranting. I said it at the beginning of the season, and people know who watch this channel, who are consistent with this channel. You know, the true Stretford posters. I said at the beginning of the season, I don't want to hear any top 8 talk, top 6 talk. I don't want to hear that nonsense. I don't want to hear that nonsense. I don't want to hear about top 8, top 4, top 8, top 6, top 10. I don't want to be hearing about that. Why? Why are we aiming so low? Come on. You got to believe. And you know what? When you believe, miracles happen, guys. Miracles happen when you actually just believe. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. William, top 6 took that go for the league. That's where United belong. Top 6 took that go for the league. Absolutely, mate. We're the Real Madrid, the Bayern Munich, the Barcelona of England. That's who we are. Now, we should never aim low. We should always believe, even though it may be, to some, it may feel unrealistic. It may feel miles away. It may feel a million miles away. It's not, guys. It's not. Man United get on top of that league, right? If we manage to crawl our way up that league, guys, and we get up there, top 2, if you're getting to January and February, and Man United are a few points from the top, we've lost league titles being 8 points ahead with a month to go. You understand? We've won league titles being 12 points behind with 6 months to go. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Always believe in you are gold. Absolutely. Reach for the stars, as they say. Sal, hope we stay in the top 4 by the end of today's matches, but I'm expecting to stay in the top 6. That's all we can expect. But we can't help that. But the matter is, we're only a few points. We're in touching distance, isn't it? If we were 10 points off the top 4, then you'll be, you know what I mean? But we are touching distance. We're even touching distance from the top, Asif, you know? I'm not going to get overly giddy and zealous, but we are. You know, we're 3 points from the top. You know, and guys, you know what I mean? I'm hoping that Arsenal lose today, Tottenham lose today, and I'm hoping that it's going to be a tough league, guys. We know it's a tough league. We know the league is difficult. We know that it's going to be hard, but we just need to keep winning our games. Absolutely. Morning, Sal. Morning, Sal. Get in there, mate. Absolutely, mate. Mark, definitely can get top 5 if we keep the same consistency. Then we lose in Bremer and Armad, the African nations. Lots of teams are losing players, so we can't use that as an excuse. Lots of teams are going to lose in players. We just have to fingers crossed that, guys. Let me just have a look at something, guys. Let me just have a look at Man United's fixtures for the African nations. So let me have a look at this. So Man United will, during the African nations of championships, Man United will be playing Aston Villa away. Difficult. Newcastle at home. Difficult. Wolves at home should win that one. Leeds away should win that one. Burnley away should win that one. We got Man City at home. Fucking out of order, isn't it? We got Man City at home on the 17th. So the highlights, guys, right? We got Aston Villa on the 21st of December, Newcastle on the 27th of December. We got Man City on the 17th of January. So yeah, Aston Villa away is going to be difficult. We know that. Newcastle at home's tricky. Yeah. Lucky enough, on the 24th of January, the African Nations finishes on the 21st of January. Man United play Arsenal away on the 24th of January. Guys, is it just me? Is it just me? Or do Man United's fixture lists just seem absolutely ridiculous? Hopefully we gather some momentum and confidence. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Darren, forgot about Chelsea losing to... I mean, isn't it ironic, Alanis Morissette, isn't it ironic that Chelsea, Garnacho scores the goal and Chelsea lose? He's arrived. He's arrived. That's what he said yesterday. He's arrived. That's what he said yesterday. Do you know what I mean? Funny. Yeah, Man United need to do a loan deal or something. They need to get an Endrick on loan and something like that. Honestly, they need to. 40th Premier League, why not? You got to believe. Absolutely, brother. 21 times, mate. Absolutely. Oh, thank you, Sanjeev. You absolute legend. Thank you for the super chat, my guy. And thank you for supporting the channel. You absolute legend. Glory, glory, Man United. We've seen it all. We've won the lot. However, this Anthony Taylor needs one kick out the backside. Sanjeev, I have to applaud you, mate. He deserves a kick up backside. Anthony Taylor is the worst referee for Manchester United. He dislikes Manchester United. And when you add Anthony Taylor and Michael Oliver in the same sentence alone, it's a recipe for disaster for Manchester United. Now, Manchester United had to do what we did yesterday. We had to win well. We had to win well because we were not going to get any decisions from Anthony Taylor, right? Even when you look at the free kick from Brighton, I looked at it back and he dived. He miscontrolled the ball and he dived. You think about the penalty that should have went to Manchester United from Ahmad. I've never seen a more clear-cut penalty in my life. I'm being honest. I've never seen a more clear-cut penalty in my life. An absolute disgrace. Now, it's easy to just turn around and say in hindsight and talk about, oh, well, we won the game. It doesn't really matter. Well, it does. Because on another day, we would have drawn that game. I guarantee you guys, if we had Rashford, Anthony, Garnacho playing yesterday, we would not win that game. We would not have won that game. It will be 2-1 loss, 2-0 loss, or 2-2 draw. We're not winning that game. Absolutely not. Big up, Sanjeev, and thank you so much, my friend, for your support on the channel. Great things are coming for this channel. We've got some big things coming for this channel, and I really appreciate everyone who supports it. Thank you so much. Arasta say, big up, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. We're going to win the Premier League. Come on. Loved it. Love it. Big up, my friend. Dang. Big up, Ranting. We can't compete. We can't complacent either. No one's saying we're going to be complacent. No. Being positive is not being complacent. Absolutely not. Big up, Arasta say, I just want to be in the Champions League at least. Yes, we hope we will. This fool couldn't even show us down despite his best efforts. This fool's going to even slow us down despite... Absolutely, mate. Big up, Red Van. Absolutely. We shouldn't be thinking about a title charge. We first need to win 5 games so our boy can get his haircut. Your boy? I don't know about that, mate. I mean, I'm only worried about what he's going to do after he's got a haircut. Yeah, I'm not interested in those games. You know, I'm not interested in people that want to banter Manchester United because that guy's bantering Manchester United. Do you know that? Oh, it's a bit of fun. No. People died for this flipping football club. Do you know what I mean? What? So you can grow your hair and act like a prat and glorify and earn money from Man United? Nah, man. Enjoy your job in Tesco's when you shave your hair off, mate. William, Don Hassan having a break. Big up my brother, Don Hassan, by the way. Nothing but love for the brother. I've been on his channel. I've been on his show. I know him, and I feel his pain. I really do. But only a few weeks ago when he first met me, Liverpool were way up there. But since he's met me, Liverpool have been going down. Am I to blame? Oh God! The first time I met Hossam, right? He was a picture. It was a picture because he was confident. He was happy. He was delighted. Right. And I said, don't get overly confident. Man United will be back. And they're laughing. Everyone's laughing at me. Everybody's laughing at me. I don't hear a word they're saying. Only the echoes of my mind. Absolutely. And look what happened. That's football. That's football. That is football, guys. You never know what can happen. All you have to do is believe. Believe it's going to happen. And I said it with chest. I said it with chest, guys. Everyone's making their thumbnails with Chelsea, with City, with Liverpool, with Arsenal. No one's putting Man United on their thumbnails. I see that. I see you. I see you. We ain't no one. Don't put Man United on your thumbnail. You rival fans, don't put Man United on your thumbnail when you're talking about title charge, right? Don't do it because you didn't believe it anyway. So listen, don't bother putting Man United on your thumbnail anymore. It's over. It's over. That's it. Slot out SLD already. There you go. Style of play, system. What's going on with that one? Identity. What's going on with that one? We should have beaten Brighton by more goals. Yes, I agree. We should have had a penalty as well. But last year when we lost those 4 games, we had the bomb squad. That's true, Mars. As I say, slot in. The dude is very good for United. He's the best manager. No, listen. Liverpool, a big flop. Absolutely. 3 months after Munich got to a cup final. Absolutely doning. I don't want to be hearing any pessimism around Manchester United because I fell in love with this great football club not because of trophies. Because when I started supporting Man United, it was in the late 80s. And everyone was calling for Alex Ferguson's head. I come from that. Right? I fell in love with Man United because I got a bloody VHS tape from my best mate at school. And I watched that VHS tape and I learned about the Busby Babes. I learned about 1958, 1963, 1968, 1974. I learned about all these times, these adversities and these triumphs. Right? And to be honest with you, this is why I always believe. This is why I know those content creators who sit there with sunglasses don't know F all about this football club or its history. Nothing. They know nothing about this football club. Right? And they pretend they do, which is why they're so knee-jerk reaction with their opinions. Reaction. I'm not saying that Ruben Amorim's going to win it all and be successful at Man United, but one thing I wouldn't do, I wouldn't flip-flop after one game. I wouldn't get after 5 games write Manchester United off, right? Because most of us who have an idea about the game and are actually watching the game could see Man United are improving. There's been 2 games Man United have played poorly this season: City and Brentford. Those are the 2 games, right? Fulham, we missed a penalty, should have won. Arsenal was a foul, we should have drew at least. Those 2 games there, I understand. They were bad. Darren, happy with the front 3. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Very happy with it. Casemiro was excellent. He was. Hopefully he can keep it up. Absolutely. It's weird that Liverpool fans hung the USSR flag in Anfield. It's weird that they've hung the USSR. Why? I don't understand it. USSR, it's not even USSR anymore. It's Russia. Why would it be USSR? I'm waiting for Zangief to come out of somewhere now. Street Fighter. Zangief is going to come out of nowhere. You know what you have to do to Zangief to beat Zangief from Street Fighter, right? You just have to jump and kick, and that's it. So, Sir Bobby Charlton, absolutely. And I would urge people, everyone around, to listen, right? Listen to content creators who don't mention our greats. I find it in every single show to squeeze in a mention of our greats. Because I wouldn't be here without those greats. I wouldn't be here without Sir Bobby Charlton, without George Best, without Duncan Edwards. I wouldn't be here without them. And that's why every time I get an opportunity, I appreciate those legends. Every time. because they're the reason that we're all here. You know, there's a reason there's a fan in Nigeria, a fan in Ghana, a fan in Houston, Texas, a fan in America, a fan in Australia. They're the reason. But it's funny, not many people mention them. It's funny, isn't it? Because they gave us a platform. They gave us a chance. And they sacrificed for it. And I will never forget that. You know, I will never forget that. Absolutely. Irfan. Man United need world-class CM and CM. Not talking about transfers at the moment, my man. You know, at the end of the day, football isn't just about transfer. I'm talking about legends and you're bringing in transfers. This is exactly what I mean about understanding what Man United are. You don't. You know what I mean? Mateus Cunha was fantastic. Big up, Samuel. Hope you're doing well. He was fantastic again, I would say. To be honest, Sal, I thought this was Bruno's best game for us this season. Not a very high buyer. Brighton complaining about the foul by Shaw before Mbeumo's second goal, but that's justice for not giving that a mad penalty. The thing is what Man United have to do, SLD, right? Is Man United have to win games well, like yesterday, because the referee almost cost us yesterday. I looked at the foul on the Brentford player, the Brighton player, and it wasn't a foul for the Welbeck goal. You know, he dived. Asif, Sal, I'm surprised there was no noise in the media about the penalty decisions. Anthony Taylor and the Premier League should be answerable. United could have scored 5-6 goals. United could have done. And one thing I would say, Asif, someone said to me yesterday, it doesn't matter. We win in the game anyway. It does matter because let's get to, for example, Asif, and it gets to April and it gets to May and it's the last game of the season and we lose Champions League football by a goal difference. You know? Let's say yesterday we drew that game and we miss out on the Champions League by a point. Anthony Taylor is no stranger to giving Man United bad decisions. So let me see if I can find something. Okay. So I think it was one time, guys. There was one time where there was Casemiro. If you remember, I think it was Anthony Taylor who sent off Casemiro a couple of years ago. And at that moment in time, I want to bring this in just as an example. Man United were on fire. Casemiro was on fire. Now, if anyone's ever been to Old Trafford, right? Old Trafford, by the touchline, it's like a slope, right? It's a slope. So when you stand on that slope, you're below the ground level. You're below the pitch level, right? So what happened is that I think it was Fulham. I've forgotten who it was, but Casemiro, the Fulham player came towards him and Casemiro grabbed him, but he had to put up like that because he's on the slope. So he went like that, and I think it was Taylor who set him off. Right. And a week later, it wasn't a red card. A week later, someone actually grabbed on pitch level a player's neck. No red card. Anthony Taylor, over the years, he's actually worse than Michael Oliver. Michael Oliver is a pipsqueak. And I'll tell you why. Michael Oliver is a pipsqueak because Michael Oliver hides in the VAR room and he won't give Man United decisions. Because you remember when Michael Oliver was in the VAR room when West Ham got that penalty against us last year? And Coote, I know what happened to Coote and everything. He had to persuade Coote that it was a penalty. And Coote was looking at the screen. It must have been 10, 15 minutes. Right? And he was looking at it and he's trying, it's not a penalty. It's not a penalty. And it was supposed to be clear and obvious as well. But that was Michael Oliver. But Anthony Taylor is anti-Man United and should never referee Man United games. I find it astonishing that Anthony Taylor, referees of that ilk, are continually to referee games for Man United. It's unbelievable. Maz, how well do you think our new call out from the academy is going to do? JJ Gabriel, I hope he does very well. I'm sure he will. We have an advantage out. A game a week can help us cope with the busy schedule. It depends. Football doesn't deal with absolutes, Asif. It helps with injuries, but it doesn't help with momentum. I remember that I was there in 98, 99. Man United were playing 2-3 games a week, competitive games with a smaller squad. And we were winning every single week. We had that momentum. And when you win games, it's like a momentum thing, you know. I also feel like if we were in the League Cup or the FA Cup, we're going to be in the FA Cup in January, but in the League Cup, you can also try out new systems. You can try out new players. And especially when the AFCON is coming, football doesn't deal with absolutes, Asif. It's not that simple. It's not that, we're going to have more time between games. It's going to be good. No, not necessarily. If we were in the League Cup, I would much rather be in the League Cup and the Champions League than not be in anything. You know what I mean? In the League Cup, you could at least give opportunities to players like the Mantato and JJ Gabriel and Fletcher and Ibrahimov, and you can give these players a chance. You know, that's one thing I would say. Because this thing is very cliche. One game a week. Well, it's very cliche. It's very simplistic, you know. I met Benjamin Sesko, Lenny Yoro, Alessandro Martinez, Ruben Amorim. Big up, Samuel. When did you meet them, my friend? When did you meet them? Aren't they changing the whole scheduling of games for the whole structure of the international breaks in the coming years? They should do, yeah. And they should do it with the African nations, 100%, you know. 5 wins, 1 draw, and 3 losses in the Premier League. Let's make these the losses this season. And 2 of those losses shouldn't have. Well, one of those losses shouldn't have been a loss, you know, Freddie Van. And I would argue that we should have at least got a draw. Alex Ferguson, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. I think yesterday showed us that Mainu doesn't start for us. He was poor when he came on, I agree. But he did improve when Ugarte came on. Mainu is poor in the 2-man midfield, in my opinion. Alex Ferguson, look, I'm not going to flip-flop away from it. You have to give an accurate evaluation of players once they've had a few games in a row. You can't just say that one game after 10 that, you know what, he's been poor. Because everyone who came on was poor. Because 2 of those players haven't played for a while. And you know what you have to do? You have to analyze it once they've played a few games consistently. Football, as I said, I will always say football is an absolutes, mate. You know, it's a difficult and it's competitive. Match fitness is extremely important. Mainu, Xerxes are obviously not match fit. And you can only judge those players accurately, compelling way by analyzing them after they've played a few games. You know what I mean? I would say. Absolutely. In my opinion, big up Alex Ferguson. Big up Atleti Roy. We got Roy. What's going on? Amorim is finished. Absolutely. This season is like 2022-23 where United lost to Brighton and Brentford in successive games but made a comeback. Big up, my friend. Big up. Amorim is finished. That was the guys. Absolutely. Ahmed's guaranteed to go, and Bremo may not if they lose at any stage of the playoffs. I hope they lose. Sorry, Cameroon. But still, our right-hand side will suffer. Amorim got to think plan A, B, and C from now on. Absolutely, Freddie. Mantato might get an opportunity. Alice Talks Football is another flip-flopper. She's an opportunist Liverpool fan, mate. She's an opportunist Liverpool fan. She's a chancer. Look, in regards to that, right, let them do their thing. I don't really care at the end of the day, you know. But the thing is, right, they got that Sky Sports money. So Sky Sports exposure. What do you have to do for Sky Sports? And I know because I've been on Sky Sports, actually with a talent, by the way, musically, right, not just to tick a box, by the way. So, but actually, you know, with Sky Sports, let me tell you something about Sky Sports. They don't like Man United. So they would favor any content creator that is against Ruben Amorim because they don't like Ruben Amorim. They're not feeling Ruben Amorim, even though they're begging for interviews. And all those people who gave up on Ruben Amorim, and that includes her, right, who gave up for whatever reason, whatever sinister reason it is, but gave up on him so early. Hold that. Hold that. Take your sunglasses, turn them sideways, and stick them up your backside. That's what I would say to them. You know what I mean? Take your paragraphs, take your little spreadsheets and your tweets, right? And stick them where the sun don't shine. Because at the end of the day, we believe in Manchester United. We're not going to turn and put extra pressure on Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim may fail. He may fail. But these people don't help. They don't help. Because they're not calling the game for what it is. They're not analysing the game for what it is. You know what I mean? They're not doing it properly. Spot on, Sal, about those channels. They only buses our club to make money. That's why I don't follow them. Thank you so much, Alex Ferguson, mate. Look, I get offended when I see people, when I know that people don't really love the football club. They're using it, and I get offended by that. And I will always back this football club no matter what. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, Dan. True, Sal. Cameroon have to play a playoff game in November, so let's hope they get beat. No, I like Cameroon. It's one of my favorite international teams, of course. Roger Milla. If those who know, will know. One of the first, probably the first African team, along with Algeria, who actually announced themselves on the world stage. England were lucky to beat Cameroon in the 1990 World Cup, as we know. But I want Cameroon to lose this game because I care about Man United. I want Man United to be successful. I care about Man United, so I want Cameroon to. Sorry, my guys. Sorry. Dan, morning, Sal. What a great weekend to see Man United above Liverpool, and they're supposed to be title contenders. So what are we? Exactly. Where are all the thumbnails now? But you know what, Dan? I don't care. Let them doubt us. Let them underrate us. Let them downplay us. Let them underrate us. Let them downplay us. That's fine. We'll do that. We're happy with being the underdog. I'm happy with being the underdog. I'm happy with people writing us off. I'm glad of that. That's great. Let them do that because we'll keep winning football matches until we can't be ignored. There's a lot of people who are really panicking at the moment. Trust me. Noah, number one, Dave. Noah, copy and pasting messages not good, man. Come on, man. We are not doing this factually. No, it's not factually. Amman's record United has been atrocious. Look at context. Yeah, look at context. All the critics are doing is valid. That being said, he gets results. People celebrate and enjoy the win. Absolutely not, Dave. Number one, don't copy and paste messages. Number two, you just been proven wrong. You were immature, petulant, jumping on a manager too soon after 5 games, and you got to hold that. That's it. All right. So I know you probably can't compose a message, but Noah is no one known. There's no Noah in this, and Noah is just what you know about football. Noah. That's it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, guys, I think that these people, valid. Get him out of my football club. He's a fraud. System that. Let the intelligent people talk about football, Dave. Right, Dave? Right, Dave, mate? You all right, mate? Yeah? Let us talk about the football, you prat. Absolutely. Big up, everyone. Big up, Dave. Don't worry about it. Just banter. Morning, Sal. Yeah, I see all the hate watch-alongs was laughing at my head off. Hussam is a... Oh, no. Daryl. No. Don't say that about Hussam. Hussam's a good guy, man. He's all right, man. Don't need to get personal. Hussam is a blessed guy. He's a blessed guy. I mean, he gives me you know what? I speak to him. I know him, so he's a guy. Don't worry about that. But Liverpool, on the other hand, you know what I mean? That's different. Arsenal fans will lose their minds if we snoop and snitch this title. Wouldn't that be funny, guys? Wouldn't that be funny if Man United snatched the title from Arsenal and Ruben Amorim wins the title before Arteta? Wow. He's already won at Anfield and Etihad before Arteta, by the way. Do you know what I mean? It'll be incredibly funny, Freddie Van, absolutely. Would love to see Benjamin Sesko score goals against Nottingham Forest. I would love that as well, absolutely. Thank you so much, Asif, you legend. Thank you, mate. Big up, legend. Glory go, Man United. Big up, Rajesh. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're well, of course. Big up, Stephen. Glory, Man United. Big up, Stephen. Guys, hope you're doing well. Mars, do you think the takeover will actually happen, or do we have to be stuck with, unfortunately? At the moment, nothing is happening at the moment, Mars. A lot of word, but it's gone a little bit quiet in regards to that. I'm in the Middle East. I'm in the UAE at the moment. So any news I get, I will call it. And you won't get news every day. The Glazers are very slow at responding to things. So that's one thing we have to put into perspective as well. The Glazers are very slow at responding, and we have to... be patient. But hopefully we get some news soon, Mars. They need to leave the football club. Rajesh, Liverpool won the COVID League. Absolutely. I was gutted Benjamin says didn't score. But a great assist, Samuel. What an assist. Great turn. Great pass. Absolutely. Absolutely. I want United to be in the top 4. That's where we belong. Absolutely, Regis. Walaikum salam. What's going on, my friend? Sunny. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope you're good. Good to see you. Big love, Freddie Van. Absolutely. Mars. Burnt Lake, we've seen this whole scenario with a player who wants to come out and get a move to our club, just fall off when you do get the move play like they did. A move just fall off, and when you did, you get the move that you play. You can't play like that at Man United. You can't play like that, mate. You know what I mean? Let's win 5 in a row. We are back. Big up, Sunny. Big up to you, Sal. Big up, Rajis. Hope you're doing well. I want Arsenal to lose today as well. Me too, mate. Absolutely. Asif, the FA Cup is coming along, Sal. Come on, Asif. Come on, my guy. Come on. Stephen, it's the EPL and the FA. They are trying to destroy United via. I agree, mate. I agree with that. And it's not sour grapes. It's not sour grapes. I actually believe that this is true. I actually believe that they have an agenda. Guys, you need to start meeting more City and Arsenal fans. Then they will turn into Liverpool, start losing. I'm from London, Jay, so I met a few in my life. I know what they're all about, so don't worry about that, mate. I'm born and raised in London, so I know all about Arsenal and Liverpool and Chelsea fans. That Chelsea fans didn't exist in London. You would have to go to Fulham Broadway to see Chelsea fans, guys. When I was being raised, it's only since that Abramovich came in, everyone was a Chelsea fan. Alex Ferguson, am I the only person who hates Gary Neville when he comments? I don't hate him, no, but I don't always agree with him. He sees to hate us. One thing I will say, Alex Ferguson, mate, is that a lot of these ex-pros, I don't know what it is, whether it's a defense mechanism, whether it's like they just don't want us to take away their glory. We're not going to, because they achieved great things. Gary Neville was a legend. But yeah, I do see it, Alex Ferguson, my man. I do see it, and I would wish that they call games more fairly. You know, I mean, if Arsenal yesterday played Brighton, right, and won 4-2, people are going, wow. Guys, they would. Let's be honest. They'd be going, wow, look how they smashed up Brighton. You know how good Brighton are. If they went away to Anfield and won, right, they'd be like, wow, my goodness me, what a result. We just beaten Sunderland, who beat Chelsea as well, right? So everyone, when we beat Sunderland, for example, everyone was telling us how Man United, they're only beating Sunderland. It's only Sunderland, you know? And here we are, guys. Big up Alex Ferguson. True say, mate. True say. Hey, man, big up Mars. If we were to go on a complete tear, we would be comfortable in the devil driver's seat by now. Man, if you know we've gone on a complete tear, we would completely... One thing I would say, Mars, you look at that Arsenal game at the first game of the season, of course, that was like a final, wasn't it? And I would say that the Arsenal game, we should have drew, minimum. I actually believe we would have won the game because obviously if the game was still 0-0, Arsenal would have to come at us and we would have picked him off. It was a foul on Bayern there and it should have been a draw minimum, right? So that is one point. The Fulham game where Bruno was petulant, obviously let the player get to him and he missed the penalty, cost us 2 points. That's 3 points right there. Right now, Manchester United will be level on points. Just with those two games, level on points with the top. Goal difference only, you know? And this is how fickle football is, isn't it? You know, I saw this from the beginning. People can bring up what happened last season. People who bring up what happened last season lack the intelligence to analyze football objectively, subjectively. They lack the intelligence. Now, if you're basing Ruben Amorim on what happened last season, I don't think you have something in there. I think it echoes. Because he came into a football club that was absolutely on its knees. There was off-field issues that were at that football club. Rashford, Anthony, you name it. There were football issues, problems all around that bloody football club. Ruben Amorim came into an absolute mess of this football club. Right? Had to change the culture at this football club, the system at this football club, the mentality at this football club. And people are blaming him for last season, what happened last season. They really don't have a Scooby-Doo, do they? You know, of what Ruben Amorim had to put up with and is still dealing with to this day. I look at context. I look at things like that. No manager in world football will come into Man United like Ruben Amorim coming and done any better. You know, because at the end of the day, we know why Man United came 15th, because those players gave up because subconsciously they were thinking about the Europa League final. That's why. That's the players. And this is what we've been talking about again and again and again. No one wants to put that in perspective because they doubted the manager. They threw the manager under the bus so early, right? And then when they're throwing the manager under the bus, they want to take the glory and act like it never happened. Get out of here with that crap. You know what I mean? With that crap. I understand criticism. I'm all for criticism, but it wasn't criticism. It wasn't criticism. It was, get him out of my club. He's a fraud. Sack him now. That's what it was. That it wasn't, oh, he's done this wrong. He's done that. He's playing Bruno there and the number 8 shouldn't play that. It was sack him now. That's the difference. Get your head screwed on. You know what I mean? And anyone want to talk about that and contradict me with that, I will show you clips. Big up Mars, by the way. Bold Dutch managers are good for one season as United fans. No, yeah, I think we said Erik ten Hag won a trophy and came third, didn't he? Absolutely. Goals for George. Why do United do things the difficult way? Stadium got nervous in that second half during the transition after losing the ball. And Bremo, who was in front, actually sprinted back and overtook him. Wow. Goals for George. Like I've tried to explain to you many, many times, because I know you've been Amorim'd out, right? Culture, football club, culture, mentality. Culture, football club, culture, mentality. Now, this is what I've been talking about. Some of those players do not want to bust a gut for Man United. Some of those players do not want to have for Man United. Some of those players, this is why they're not playing. You know? And this is what I will talk about. This is why a lot of these players are not playing for Man United at the moment. Because they're not putting in the effort, mate. Part of winning is effort. It's implementation. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. Stephen, TalkSport and ESPN haven't said nothing about Liverpool. It was United who lost 4. It would be news. I mean, they lost 5. I mean, how many have they lost in the last 5 games? They lost all competitions? Madness. It was United who lost 4. It would be world news. They are on absolute disgrace, media, etc. Gabby and Jason Cundy. This is why, Stephen, my guy, this is why I don't feed into their narratives. Because their narrative is not one of criticism. They want Ruben Amorim out. They're not criticizing. They want him out. They don't like him. Right? And this is the thing. And this is something with some of those fan channels and everything. They piss on me, tell me it's raining. At the end of the day, I know what they're about. I know they want the manager out. Because generally, what these content creators do is that they don't call the game for the best of Manchester United. They call the game to be right. Okay, so if Ruben Amorim got sacked, they say, well, I told you so. That's what they want to do. That is their ultimate dream. I told you so. I've lost count how many times I said I told you so on this channel, but I don't do it. I lost count how many times I could have said I told you so, but I don't do it. Because I care about what's good for Man United. I would much rather be wrong 1,000 times out of 1,000, right? 1,000 times out of 1,000 than me be right. And Man United lose. I'd rather be wrong 1,000 times 1,000 and Man United win than that. Freddie Van, ESPN are the worst, mate. ESPN, Steve Nicol and the meltdown waiting for on this loser, Craig Burley. Mate, Craig Burley's claim to fame, his only claim to fame is losing to Man United in an FA Cup final in 1994. That's the only claim to fame. Dean, big up, Dean. Thank you so much, my friend, for the super chat, my guy. Really appreciate you all the way from Arizona, USA, beautiful part of the world. Watching you from Arizona. Wow, so many people watching from all around the world. Big up, Dean. Thank you so much, my friend. Really appreciate your kindness and generosity, my guy. Really appreciate that. Glory, glory, Man United. All around the world, my friend. All around the world. That is what Man United are all about. Every single corner of the world. And big up, Dean, for your contribution and your support to the channel. Thank you so much, my guy. Really appreciate you. I mean, they built the culture of winning. They built this club. Absolutely, bruv. Casemiro got the red card versus Palace, and Jordan Ayew grabbed a United player close to the throat. Absolutely, during the same scuffle. But and SLD. The next week, there was the same issue. The same thing happened, and you know what happened? Nothing happened to that player. Absolutely. Boom, boom, boom. Maybe we're saying Buemo. Absolutely. That was a great player. Proved the way for players like Beckham and Sia. Absolutely, mate. Only 5 or 6 teams have European football and are out of the cups already. There you go. Stephen, 1 game a week, it means nothing. Exactly, Stephen. Exactly. 1 game a week is a myth. It's overhyped. I know footballers. I've spoken to ex-footballers. I've had ex-footballers on the show. And they tell me that sometimes it's better to play more games. Sometimes. Not lots of games, but a midweek game because it keeps the momentum when you're winning. When you're winning, you keep the momentum, and that's what happens, you know. So I've had loads of ex-footballers on this channel who have told that to me, you know. Absolutely. APN, what's going on? It's not about tactics, it's about winning mentality. That's what we need. Absolutely, APN. Big up APN, hope you're doing well. Dan, nice to see Heaven come on and show provide assist. Absolutely. Great play from Aiden Heaven. I'm a big fan of Aiden Heaven. Generational defender. You know, a great player. Mazraoui is going to be going on the African nation, so Aiden Heaven hopefully will get more games as well. You know. Prince, what's going on? Did you know that Embremo is the weapon of mass destruction? Embremo is, guys, I know this is going to be hidden. But undercover, low-key, Embremo is the best signing of the season. Premier League, best signing of the season. Low-key. Brian Embremo is the signing of the season. Low-key, guys. I'm going to tell you that right now. Low-key, Brian Embremo, thank God I could pronounce my R's. Brian Embremo is the low-key, the player of the season. I'm not even saying that. I have doubts about Amram in the past, but I am happy. I'm happy to be proven wrong week in, week out. At least you admit it, mate. At least you admit it, guys. Freddie, all the fickle fans cursing Amram are now saying, my manager, I always believed in him. Absolutely. Ruben Amram and all that. If you can't really understand that, then I don't know if your brain's working. Exactly, my friend. Exactly. Let me just put you on a timeout because you're acting like a crybaby. There you go. Where are the Amram outers now? Sitting at home being blocked like they just have been. Big up. Dave, they are crazy people looking at 12 months sample size in insane. As Sal said, there was too much going on at the club. They were calling for the manager job emotional heads. Emotional heads, absolutely, mate. Emotional heads. And just because you've been proven wrong, hold it. He might end up being the poor manager for Man United. But if you're Ruben Amram out, you don't really understand football, mate. You know what I mean? You don't understand football. These guys are clowns. I will say it with chest. You know what I mean? They're clowns. You can criticize. I'm not saying that. Saying the manager out after 5 games. Come on, man. You got to say that. Absolutely. You know what I mean? All the fickle fans, because our manager always can't believe my eyes, Sal. This generation is idiots, man. Someone claimed to be Man United fans. I will never understand that. I'll never understand them trying to be Man United fans. Absolutely not. If you're Ruben Amram out, you have every right to be Ruben Amram out, but that you have to hold that when you're wrong. You know what I mean? Like Kenny has done. Kenny doubted Ruben Amram, and you're perfectly entitled to doubt Ruben Amram. You're perfectly entitled to criticize Ruben Amram. But these people weren't criticizing. They were getting him out of my club. He's a fraud. You know? Not looking at the same players there, 4 out of 10 window, blah, blah, blah. Not looking at that. It's crazy at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? It is crazy. Absolute nonsense. Guys, it's been a great show. I know we don't agree on everything, but it has been a great show. And really appreciate everyone who's joined me for today's show. Of course, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new, you know. And guys, we support the football team. That's it. Stop crying. You got it wrong. Right? And this is what the thing is that people come on here, write paragraphs. This is not Harvard, guys. This is YouTube. I can't read big paragraphs and things like that. And you did copy and paste because Noah is not in this chat at the moment. You know what I mean? Yeah, so absolutely. So guys, thank you everyone for joining me. Freddie, Dave, they are crazy. The people looking at 12-month people saying, as Sal said, there was too much going on. Absolutely, they are crazy. They're idiots. And I would say that. Don't insult me. Don't insult me. Don't insult me. Prats, honest to God. Dead ball knowledge if you ever saw one. Guys, love you all, man. Glory, Man United. I will be back later on for Chatterbox, as you know. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Need to like 50 likes, guys. We need 50 likes on the show, guys. We absolutely do. We need 50 likes on the show, and we need to get the subscribers up, guys. Absolutely. Thank you, everyone who's joined me today. I will see you later on Chatterbox. This is Breaking Dawn. I'm Sal Warner. Take it easy, guys. Have a great day. See you soon. Peace.